Donald Trump's victory speech, which was very different from his others recently, as he read from a teleprompter, and he seemed to tone it down.
Some people say I'm too much of a fighter. My preference is always peace, however. My goal is always, again, to bring people together. But if I'm forced to fight for something I really care about, I will never, ever back down, and our country will never, ever back down.
So Trump also discussed immigration, and in what has to be a rare occasion, or even perhaps the only time, Mr. Trump did not mention the wall when addressing that particular issue.
On immigration policy, America First means protecting the jobs, wages, and security of American workers. Whether first or 10th generation, every American worker of every background is entitled to the same benefits, protections, and rights and privileges. It's got to be that way. Now, the people in charge say things can't change.
Well, the speech getting high marks from RNC Chair Reince Priebus, who tweeted this: "Great victory speech by @RealDonaldTrump tonight. Exactly the right approach and perfectly delivered." Joining me now to debate, Monica Crowley, online opinion editor for the Washington Times, Fox News contributor, and Stephen Sigmund, senior VP of Global Strategy Group and the former communications director for Democratic Governor Jon Corzine of New Jersey. A different Trump was at the teleprompter, Monica?
Well, I certainly don't fault him for using the teleprompter. I think that was a very smart thing for him to do. After all, he's had a rough couple of days after his comments about the judge who's hearing the case of Trump University. So I think it was a wise move for him. I also think that he understands that he's in a different mode now. This is a new chapter of this campaign. Primaries are done. This was something of a turnaround moment for Donald Trump. He was on message. He was focused on jobs and the economy and his broader theme of rebuilding America.
Okay. Stephen, he got reviews from a lot of people on Twitter saying such things like prompter Trump would never have won the primary. He's just like any other politician now. He's boring and stilted, and he has, things to be expected. Nothing, no surprises. Good move, bad move?
Look, I think it was a bad move. I think he shouldn't have given a speech last night. It was really her moment. Look, the only people who are giving positive reviews of that speech were Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan and the head of the RNC, who were basically sighing relief that he didn't offend some other group and create a whole new news cycle.
He officially won last night as well,
news cycle in it. He had won the primary and won the number of delegates long before. Look, he's not a traditional politician, right? So he thinks he's got to control content and get it out there all the time. But I think last night he looked small, he looked boring, and compared to this really historic moment, that had this great crowd around it and incredible energy, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, it really, I think he would have been better off standing down last night, but that's not in his nature.
Because no political person would have ever advised a candidate to not give a speech last night for both teams.
I disagree. There's lots of times where candidates who are not the center of the race will just give a statement and not go out and do something like that.
Well,
okay.
And it was very
Monica, he won California, he won New Jersey last night. He wasn't going to let Hillary Clinton have the night to herself.
Exactly. Okay. Now, here is some of the other things that Trump decided to add into that speech, because now he's going directly to Hillary Clinton.
They've made hundreds of millions of dollars selling access, selling favors, selling government contracts. I am going to give a major speech on probably Monday of next week, and we're going to be discussing all of the things that have taken place with the Clintons. I think you're going to find it very informative and very, very interesting.
Well, that was a bombshell, Monica, because now he's going to give this major speech on the Clintons, maybe Monday. What's that going to be?
Well, I think his overall campaign strategy is going to be two-pronged. On the one hand, he's going to give a very proactive, compelling reason for why voters should choose him. He's going to focus on jobs and the economy, illegal immigration, strong national defense. On the other hand, and the other side of it, he's going to attack his opponent, which she's certainly going to come at him. So it would be political malpractice for him not to start giving these speeches attacking his opponent for the very basis of corruption and all of the things she's under FBI investigation.
Stephen, does this make the Clintons nervous? Because Donald Trump is probably going to go places that no other political candidate has.
Except that he's already done it, right? So no, it doesn't. Not like what? All he did last night was go out and make a bunch of threats, empty threats that he's made over and over again, and said maybe I'll say it on Monday and maybe I won't. So I agree with your point that he's going to go out and attack his opponent, which he should do, but he should just go and do that rather than on the night that she he did
never let your enemy know what you're
correct, which is exactly what
But it gets the media to talk about it for all these days
exactly what he just did, except that what the media was talking about last night was a historic moment for Hillary Clinton, and instead this guy, and it wasn't really both, she overwhelmingly won that news cycle, and instead this guy goes out and gives what really felt like a pretty small and petty attack and repetitive attack.
Two sides of the story, and I'm actually going to talk about both of the things now, so thank you, panel.